Hey Taurus, welcome to your tarot session. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very happy to be here more regularly. I'm keeping up with the promise I made, and it's weird because I feel called to record at night for you guys, and I love working in the morning. Under Birth of Venus Tarot, my other YouTube channel, I work as early as I can. When I post on Patreon, I do it early in the morning. And for you guys, it's always at night. I just feel called to show up, read for you. And today there was a very specific message that came up about specific dates, mid-February. So what I got was the 16th, 17th, and 18th, and I wrote it down in my own agenda, adding like little stars to the calendar. And I was like, why is Spirit bringing me back to those dates? There's something there to celebrate. There's this clear mark in our mind that, okay, today is different. I feel the shift. So I'm recording this session today and having a little fun with predictions, and of course, always reading for the present moment as kind of the foundation of the reading. But I'm very curious to see what wants to come through for all of us. And I'm definitely going to be recording a February general reading for you guys, but there's something here. So 10 of Pentacles is wanting to come through as general energy. Interesting, you know? So much heaviness. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but the Pentacles are placed like the tree of life. So this is not just about you. This is about a heaviness that you've been carrying, that maybe you've been carrying from previous lifetimes. You might not believe in that, and it's totally fine. I'm holding space for everyone's belief. But there is something here about your ancestors, your wise and well ancestors, guiding you towards this next step. Seeing the 10 of Pentacles shows up as showing up as the general energy makes so much sense. It brings up so much clarity for me in this moment after receiving this message from the specific dates. There's an ending with the 10 of Pentacles. We are closing a cycle. A chapter is ending. And I feel like this is something that we hear all the time in tarot readings. We hear this in the spiritual community. Just, we're always talking about ends of cycles. And I feel like there was so much pressure around the new year to be done. Like, I'm done. I'm leaving this thing in 2025. I'm moving on. But actually, the astrological new year hasn't begun yet. Even the year of the fire horse, which is going to be mid-February, hasn't begun yet. So we are still in the liminal space in so many ways, in between an ending and a new beginning. So this heaviness could be connected to old beliefs and pressure to do more, to figure out right now what you're supposed to do. I don't think it's about more. I don't think it's about doing more. What wants to come up? What wants to come through for Taurus? Pentacles. Yeah, it's about slowing down. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands is here. You've already initiated something. But I do feel like what's going on right now, again, is this pressure. I feel like I have to set goals and focus and have this clear vision right now. But really, in this moment, in the liminal space that we are all in, it's about letting the vision come to us. which is something I'm connecting so much to the new moon in Capricorn happening on the 18th of January. And I've been journaling a lot about it, just feeling into this energy. I'm doing a special first new moon workshop over on Patreon. So I've been really thinking and meditating about this new moon. Aces in the tarot for me are so much about new moons, and the tens are about full moons. Full moons, we complete, we're done, we're releasing. New moons, we invite, we manifest, something begins. So this ace could be a mark of let, again, this vision come to you, and maybe be a little bit more present with this invitation around the new moon in Capricorn. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Again, I feel like this is coming up just as a very gentle reminder that you don't have to rush right now. You've already initiated something. You've already planted a seed. And you might plant more in the near future. And that's beautiful. But the goal, again, is not to quantify how much you're doing. It's not rooted in perfection, what we are invited to look at and what we're invited to do right now. We're stepping as far away as we can from perfectionism, clearly. Nine of Pentacles to me is so much about that. And I feel like the Five of Pentacles is, first of all, it's a Taurus card. It is so connected to us astrologically. But it's a five. It's a card of change. It's a very uncomfortable energy because it's like this. We know we need support. And for some of you, it might be literal support. You know you want help, you want to be noticed, you want to be supported, but you don't want to ask for it. Having to ask for it all the time, for a Taurus can be very uncomfortable. Here you see people, they're clearly cold, and there's a church, there's a window, but they're not going in. And I understand their decision as a Taurus. I think that's so relatable. When I see this card, there's always this sensation that comes up, and I'm like, I wish help and support would just come without me asking for it. In the previous reading, I've talked to you about being so fed up of being strong, and a lot of you responded to that and related to my message of, I know I'm the strong one as a Taurus, but sometimes I just don't want to be. Sometimes I'm just tired of being strong. And with the Five of Pentacles, there's this invitation to delegate, to ask for help, to use your voice and say, I need more support here. I need you to meet me halfway. I need this. And I think it's not comfortable. And fives usually in the tarot are not comfortable. You're doing something out of your comfort zone. You're doing something that just feels a little... There's a contraction. Again, fives are connected to contractions. Here it's the body is responding. It's not what you want to do. It's not what feels natural. Taurus, we love to deal with our own stuff, take care of things. We know the job will be well done when we take care of it. But we appreciate generosity and reciprocity and the support, especially when it comes from people who are not waiting for anything in return. And that's coming up very strongly. Like, I feel like there's a weight on my back. I don't know if this is something you're struggling with right now, Taurus. Feeling like the moment someone does something for you, it's like you owe them something. And that could be an old belief that you are carrying with you, or it could be literally your experience with certain people. There's change around that. The door is opening for you around trust. And I'm seeing in my mind the word forgiveness, like it's highlighted. Like, I don't know why I saw that in my mind. It was like trust equals forgiveness here. Okay. I feel like this is very specific, but I want to go on with this reading. And if it's not for you, it's not for you, and it's okay. Trust equals forgiveness. Why am I seeing this? It feels so clear in my mind. Chariot. There's an emotional state that you've outgrown. Something that you've been carrying with you for a very long time. It's a chapter that ended a very long time ago. And the chariot could be connected to your teenage years, to your younger years. There's something that you've been carrying with you for a very, very long time, Taurus. And I don't know if it's your inner child, if it's, your wounded self sometimes that would react. You had a very hard time moving on from something that was done to you. Something is changing here. And again, the chariot for me is outgrowing something emotionally. Metaphorically, the chariot is like you're throwing away that old pair of jeans that does not fit you anymore. And that could be literally what's happening for you, like decluttering, being like, I'm doing this from self-love, for love, with love. I am throwing away the things that are just heavy energetically. I don't need this. I've outgrown this. I'm not trying to fit into something that I've outgrown. But I do feel like for a lot of you, it's about a relationship, maybe a job. But what I'm getting is ultimately like a state of being emotionally. You don't want to be angry anymore. And there is some type of anger. And it probably affected your body in some ways. Like you're a Taurus, you're fixed earth. We feel things in our bodies. Our vessels we are so connected to them. So even intuitively for myself as a Taurus sun, I've always channeled messages through my body first. With experience, I know now certain things and what it means and where I'm going to feel it in my body, but the body holds the count. It's not just Taurus, like everyone. And there's something here that really affected you. It could have, made you have like migraines, back pains. There's something that you've been carrying with you that is being released around, again, mid-February. It's highly emotional. It might bring up grief. I don't know if we're going to see the Five of Cups come through. It's like you're saying goodbye to a previous version of yourself, and there's a lot of nostalgia there. Yeah, Death card. Yeah, I was just talking about grief, of course. That card at the heart of the reading, Taurus. This is no joke. The Death card is connected to Scorpio, which is your opposite on the zodiacal wheel. So much of the shadow work that you do in your life is connected to this card right here. Death is not an ending, it's a new beginning. You guys know this is the deepest transformation card in the tarot. It changes you. There's even the Hierophant here. You are the Hierophant in the tarot, and it is on the Death card. Facing this transformation with so much bravery, with so much courage, and showing up as your most vulnerable self, which again can be very uncomfortable. something is changing. It's changing, and in the past you've held on to it, and it's okay. I think that cards like the Chariot and Death card, those very watery energy, they offer us more time. That's something I've learned throughout the years with all watery energy in the tarot and also all cups card. They offer you more time to heal. There's no rush ever. Never, ever, ever are you being rushed when you see those cards coming up. You're allowed to take as long as you want to heal, to change, to transform. There's no rush here. And with the King of Swords and the Nine of Swords that came up, I love seeing those cards here. Listen, swords are tricky. A lot of people are uncomfortable with swords cards, which I get. It's so valid. It's a freaking sword. It's an object that can be used to kill people. We, of course, like humans, we see the symbol of a sword, and it's like our brains are gonna react. Our nervous system are gonna be like, danger. So our fear of the swords card is so valid. But we have to remember before anything that the swords are used to defend yourself. There's action required here. Anxiety, it comes up a lot through inaction. There's something that you've been wanting to do. And you've been waiting, you've been taking your time, which is lovely, honoring the sacred pace of Taurus, which I'm an advocate for. It's my whole thing. I talk about this all the time. Slowing down, we teach other people to slow down, to take care of themselves. But do we really practice what we preach? As Tauruses, we're very hard on ourselves. And I think that as you are getting wiser, becoming just more connected to your body, connected to your intuition, you're starting to treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. And that is just so aligned with your truth, King of Swords. It is so aligned with your essence, what you believe in, what makes sense for you. And the Nine of Swords, which I'm sure I've said this in previous readings for you guys, this card is coming up all the time, almost in every reading, because it is a collective card. With everything that's happening around the world, you're going to see the Nine of Swords come up constantly. We are living in horrific times. And still there's so much beauty everywhere we look. I connect the swords a lot to social media and online and everything that activates our nervous system. It is so unnatural and so unhealthy to be scrolling all day, and 1 second I'm crying because of a sad dog video, and the next minute I'm enraged, and then I'm laughing. Our nervous system are exhausted. We're so affected by everything that we see and all the information that's coming in. But at the same time, we want to stay informed. At the same time, again, there's a lot of beauty there, like having access to the people that you love and having access to seeing beautiful things. I just feel like right now we're called more than ever to take a break and to disconnect, to step away from our phones a little bit, and starting by curating what we consume, like what we listen to. Listening to things, to creators, to following people that make you feel good, and really honoring when something does not feel right. Let it go and don't force it. We say this all the time. Like tarot readers, they're like, take what resonates. And I see people in the comments being like, I'm so fed up of hearing you guys say that. Yeah, but it is so important to remind people that They are in control. That if something doesn't feel right, let it go. And with the Nine of Swords, there's a buildup. All nines in the tarot are connected to a buildup here. Is it time for you to look at your daily habits, maybe? Are you using your phone, for example, first thing in the morning and it activates you? Could you take half a day, a few hours of break, not being available for emails, not being available for certain things? Your nervous system is requiring a break. And the more uncomfortable it feels for you to receive that message, the more you need that break. And that's just me saying that as a Taurus, as your friend, as your Taurus sister, you know. The more uncomfortable it feels when someone tells you you should take a break, the more you need that break. We react because there's some type of a truth here. And again, as I was talking about the swords and anxiety and what they can bring up, inaction is very important. We have the Emperor taking action. So the more you think about something and you don't do it, the more anxious you're going to become. And then choosing to take one step changes everything. It changes everything, just taking that one step. Not doing it all, not forcing yourself, not rushing, taking that one step. We have the Five of Pentacles that came up second here. And now we have the Six of Pentacles. In the traditional version, and we don't see it here unfortunately, but in the traditional version, in the Five of Pentacles, you see the sixth pentacle hidden. You're taking that step forward. And again, it felt very clear to me, and that might be the title of this reading just because of the Ten of Pentacles, which is the general energy, which is always connected to our wise and well ancestors. You're being guided towards this next step. This next step is not as big as you think. It is a fragment of the whole story, the whole next new chapter that you're about to begin. Probably, again, mid-February, there's like this significant change and this bigger step that you're ready to take. But for now, it really is about showing up for yourself. I would suggest, again, taking breaks from your phone or social media sometimes, but really starting by being aware of how it affects you to give access to yourself like all the time. The phone is an open door. It's like everyone has access to you all the time. For a Taurus, that's very unhealthy because we absorb everything. We're fixed earth. We're Venusian. We just absorb everything that we see and hear and receive. And at one point, we're just like, F everything. I'm just isolating and not seeing anyone for a while because that's too much. So what are the steps that you can take right now to calm the nervous system and to create more balance? Obviously, with the Six of Pentacles, we want to create more balance in our life. So finding balance is not about perfection. It's about making mistakes, acknowledging it, and then, okay, I'm trying to do better next time. We're balancing the scale. So we are giving ourselves some space to fuck up. We're giving ourselves some space to do the wrong thing once in a while and then notice it and try again and do better if that's what we're meant to do. Making mistakes and making mistakes is not taking any of your value away as a person. It really adds to your value, especially when you're able to be honest with yourself and talk about it. And if you're able to take accountability and apologize when needed. And not everyone is willing to do that. And I'm sure you've experienced that with people. If only they could have said sorry. If only they could have given you just this one word, this one sincere apology or word of support, word of encouragement. Like, it could have changed everything. So I think that you are that light. You are that support for other people. And again, I know it sucks sometimes that we give so much and we don't receive as much in return. But there's something that's shifting here. It's a work in progress, but there's a shift here when it comes to exchange of energy. There's growth, there's expansion, there is movement. It's very slow, but it's steady. It's rooted in devotion and dedication. It's not rooted in perfectionism. So, thank you so much for being here. I'm very happy I showed up. There's a lot that came up here that I'm definitely going to journal about. Again, 10 of Pentacles always, almost always, is connected to your wise and well ancestors. And it's showing up when we need the guidance, when we are looking for clarity, when we need that extra support. And I think that someone needed that support today. And I hope that this found you well. Take care, Taurus. I'll talk to you guys very, very soon.